follow up, and remember that those people coming in to use an AI tool or you trying to integrate it are running into something that Rob Beresford talked to me about in episode 29. He's the founder of Affiliate.ai and found very smart technical people were staring at that blank screen and running into a problem that he and I went and discussed.
It was funny, the blank slate, because it's still got the search box thing. Because one of my jokes with prompts was, I'm a writer, I'm good, I can figure out how to ask good questions, because that's really what it's about. But it's still got that really
Yeah, yeah,
intimidating
yeah.
blank white
What do I
space,
do?
which
Yeah,
is Word, which is like, but I was laughing because in a separate pod I'm doing, I was looking at Character AI, which was getting 2-hour sessions, basically by putting a
yeah,
picture and a persona to this person that's helping you. And in essence, that's sort of like an agent, but an
yeah,
agent with a face. Because what's funny is, I'm not pushing you into like something like that, but it was fascinating to me that, to me, it's almost like if I
yeah.
humanize it, God, big quotes. I'm just putting a picture on avatar it. Does that, because one of the big fears is fear of the blank space in the prompt. And that's a really interesting finding that I don't think most
Yeah,
people
and we
even think
do like
about.
one of the most magical moments of products that we shipped are because effectively the user comes in and says, "Tell me about November's performance." And to do that, and large language models are
Yeah.
slower than old school API call and response. There's also we're doing a lot of things under the hood
Yeah.
to get a
Yeah.
response. So one of the early products we shipped, you'd say, tell me about performance in November, and it'd take us 10 seconds to respond to that query. Which is going to take you a lot longer than that to go get the data yourself, but it's still like 10 seconds where you're shouting into an empty cave.
Yeah.
And so we kind of built these initial responses to the user to explain what the agents are doing to get your data. And so, like, give me performance in November. Thanks for your question. We're going off to find your data. Right, we've got your data. We're analyzing your data. Right, we've analyzed your data. Here's your response. And just like, again, being a bit friendlier with the user, we've seen a step change in productivity
Yeah.
of the tool. So yeah, I think you're 100% right.
See, it's not really that AI is difficult, it's new. And when people stare at that blank prompt box, you're asking them to fill it in with creativity. Because if they don't do anything, what happens? So my suggestions is define your customer or employee or yourself floor and ceiling. What outcome might you experience? And at the beginning, it's going to be hard, so test it for the first 3 months. I mean, after all, using AI in the battlefield with all that data, that's one way that people show us, but not many of us are hopefully going to use it that way. In your business, how much can you execute on? And how are you measuring success? Because this is where you want to know where you're beginning, what your floor is, the least minimal you're going to get out of AI, and what's your potential, your ceiling.